Hey, what is going on, good people, and welcome back to the courtroom. So, will we see an end of this madness this episode? Let's jump in and find out. Yeah. No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady. Oh, okay. Well, is she biting her eye mask? Kinda looks like it. I beg your pardon? Use the sword. Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson. Damn, this is such like a victory fanfare in the background. There was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. Nice, let's do it. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett.
Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
The big old bag of evidence. Is there any more in there? Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. Here is the other steak and its plate. Nice, we can see the blood immediately. Please, feel free to examine it. Alright. I wonder if there's anything under this steak. I doubt it. The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Yes. Look. Now, this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for him to have shot the victim.
It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could have possibly shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right, Miss Brett. Yeah, the big point, just like Phoenix Wright. It's you! Did we get her? Is the swan dead? Outdone by a Japanese. Me by a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no! It is alive. Yeah! No, she's just going to try and run out of courtroom. Is that Chicks with the duck? A black chick, hell yeah. What? Her dress looks like a wedding cake or something weird. The chicks are everywhere. How dare you drink from your Excellency's water? Okay, so she didn't quite confess there, but it was definitely a complete sort of characteristic change. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behaviour for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you tell the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Ah, we're going to squeeze another testimony out of her.
Gladly, Your Excellency.
Why is the swan leaning at a 45-degree angle now? Seems to have calmed down a lot.
It was I who took the Professor's life using curare.
Oh, she's confessing.
As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The Professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you planned to kill the Professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because curare is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes, of course. I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the Professor take one tiny sip of his water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the Professor's table.
Oh man, I hope she doesn't cut a massive promo now. Can't be asked to do this voice for half an hour. That'd be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the Professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed.
And she nearly got away with it because no one would dare speak about her. Her existence was completely denied for the first, I don't know, like 7 episodes.
In due course, the Professor took a sip of his water and was paralysed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall.
There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know that the Professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
Damn. Under your skirt? Under you skirt? What? So I was right, there were 2 guns.
Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the Professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice it.
And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up...
Yeah. Got framed. Nice, looks like we're going to London after all. That's when you shot the Professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead.
Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared.
Obviously, I assumed he was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the Professor and his chair around.
Because of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. Hey, where'd the other 2 go? I suppose if she's confessing, you don't really need the other 2 jokers on the witness stand.
So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor.
Well, it's more than that, love. It's murder. Not good for the prosecutor if their client's just confessing.
Your Excellency,
Yes?
I wonder... Might I speak with you in private later?
No, that's not a good idea. That is not a good idea. She will just get away with everything and then go back to London. And then put us in prison in London somehow. I know it.
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone.
What? Arrest her! She just confessed to murder.
I hope you can forgive me.
It doesn't sound like we got away with it. Well, I say got away with it, as in were proved not guilty. Oh, what's going on here?
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This can't be. I do not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student. You'd better start getting used to tough opposition. What? Yeah? This insult to the Ouchie family name will never be forgotten. You've become conceited of age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Are we going to see the sword? It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Damn. What? Pretty sure that's not allowed in court. Chop the top knot. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchie clan will never measure up to his clan.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma.
Yes.
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery through the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
What mission? Fish and mailed? I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why'd you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind.
As for you, Ryu,
Oh, yes?
in you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Sweet, give me that not guilty. Shame we had to see the old guilty last lesson for messing up. Ah, here we are, it's official.
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant Ryu not guilty.
Why, it does not rain confetti from the ceiling if you get found not guilty in court. Nice touch, though. Yes, we did it.
This court is now adjourned.
Feels good. So what's that, like 12 episodes to do one case? This might be a long old playthrough. Okay, 22nd of November, 2:46 p.m. Defendant's Antechamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Ryu, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yumi University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Oh, another girl. Congratulations to both of you for proving his innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the uni and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. That guy. Okay, a little flashback here. That's fine. Would you brought the old book in? Hey, where'd Kazuma go? Speaking of Mikotoba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Damn, what voice did this guy have again? I have no memory at all. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed a true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yumi University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. The professor studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides... It's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. Don't cut him. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? You have to, it's his gimmick. Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yeah, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And she's going to meet the judge afterwards. That's not a good look, man. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but is she the judge's stepdaughter or something crazy? What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit, after all. Diplomatic immunity. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai. Do we have to follow her? Who knows? No, I want to go London. What's all this about? What? Shanghai? Miss Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. But someone died. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Oh, this guy. Inspector. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. very impressive to watch. I must congratulate. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case, somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard. That's why we have to go to London. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed a friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh, so she'll just get away with it then? Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. Damn, I wonder if Dr. Wilson was behind something weird. Like some sort of weird resistance movement or something, so he got taken out. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan.
I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her.
I don't believe it.
The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett.
They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously.
But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
Ah, the old hydration alert. But Professor... You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryu's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? No, I don't want to go back there. As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. You're a detective, aren't you? Yeah, and that sergeant who was a jewel thief or whatever confessed. So there's technically no need for him to be in the restaurant anymore. He can go and do other police work. Yeah, like getting that coughing up blood gimmick checked out. Let's not worry about details for now. Was he taking on a fighting stance? To La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor?
Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for his release.
Oh yeah, thank you. Damn, she didn't get an invite. So Miss Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. I'm sure we will, mate. These games are usually full of decent story arcs. Kazuma. Yes. I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made a difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. But come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Why is his nose glitching out? Listen, Ryu. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? The biggest gun. Knowledge of the law? No, the ability to believe. That doesn't sound like the number one thing a lawyer needs. Isn't that the old gimmick of what keeps a fairy alive or whatever? Not what a lawyer needs to win a case. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like he believed in me when I said I couldn't do it. Or didn't do it, I should say. I'm human just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in a courtroom you can really be backed into a corner, but being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then. Well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Doesn't that just mean I believed in myself? Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, You faced seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end you found it through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. He suddenly looks concerned. Is this about the mission? There's something I want to ask you actually, Ryu. Well, it's a favour really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Ah, Inspector. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Damn, I was nearly a rickshaw driver. Because I was like 18 and I was like, that'll be a decent job to keep me fit. And the gimmick was you can charge whatever you want for it. And then I think it was the guy who rents them out for the sort of interview. Was like, yeah, just £70 a week rent, but give me 70 quid now to take this off my hands for the week. And I was like, I ain't got 70 quid, I need a job. And he was just like, you know, see you later sort of thing. I was like, well, that's very bloody helpful, isn't it? Thank you, we'll be right there. I wonder if we'll actually see a rickshaw cutscene, or if it will just be a still image like this. Let's pick this conversation again later. Oh yeah, what was he going to ask? We should be celebrating right now your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah yes, that too. We did it. Just in time for a little save, so my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Mikotoba. Susato-san, who acted as my assistant. Inspector, who didn't really play much of a part, but still, he had all the evidence. What are you on about? It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favour of me. Little did I realise just how much it would change my life. Well, I'm sure we're only a few seconds off the end of the episode, but that line sounds like a perfect time to leave it there. Righty guys, so at least we've finished the episode, or finished a chapter this episode. So next time we'll be seeing what happens next. So yeah, as always guys, I hope you're well. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time. Be sure to catch up if you've missed anything. This has been a weird case.